said here, something that goes beyond just attraction. The title says they are craving you and that their attraction to you is something they cannot resist. I want you to sit with that word craving because that is not a light or casual word. Craving is what happens when a want becomes a need, when something gets completely under your skin. It is not just wanting someone near, it is a physical pull, something the body registers. I feel like for many of you, this landed the moment you saw it. You already know why. You have felt that pull from this person, even through whatever distance or silence has been between you. That magnetic thing, that electric pull, it has been there, and the cards are going to show why. I feel like the attraction in this reading is not mild or subtle, not at all. I feel like this person has been struggling with what they feel, struggling in a very specific way. Not because the feeling is confusing, but because it is so strong it has become hard to contain. Hard to be near you and not show it, hard to think of you and not feel it. I feel like the title is not an exaggeration. The cards are absolutely about to prove that, yes, stay with me on this one, because what is coming through is really going to be something. Here's the Magician, and I love this card opening a reading like this one. The Magician is the card of someone magnetic, of a presence that pulls things toward them without trying. I feel like that is your energy in this connection. You have been doing something to this person. Something about the way you exist in their world has gotten completely deeply under their skin. The Magician is about desire being activated, about something waking up and refusing to go back to sleep. I feel like that is what happened here. Something about you woke something up inside this person. Something physical, something emotional, something at the intersection of both. And it is very intense. I feel like they did not expect to feel this strongly. This was not what they planned on. I feel like before you, this person did not know they could feel something this fast, this strong. There is something significant about being the person who made them feel this, that holds real power. Here is the Eight of Wands showing up beside it, and this card is about energy moving fast. The Eight of Wands is the card of something rushing in, of feelings that hit hard and fast. I feel like the attraction this person feels, it did not creep in slowly or quietly at all. It hit them, moved fast, and landed somewhere deep before they even had time to prepare. The Eight of Wands does not hesitate. It moves with force. And that is exactly the energy here. I feel like this person has been caught off guard by how strongly, how intensely they want you. The craving came on quickly, settled in deeply, and has not let go of them since. I feel like they have tried to redirect it, to focus elsewhere, but it keeps coming back. Every time they think it is under control, something reminds them of you and it comes rushing back. Here is the Two of Cups closing this section, and this is the card of undeniable mutual pull. The Two of Cups is that moment between two people, that electric thing that happens when eyes connect. I feel like there is a charge between you two, one that neither of you has fully explained. Something that shows up every time there is contact, every time you are in the same space together. The Two of Cups shows me this pull is not one-sided. It is real on both ends. Definitely, I feel like this person has been trying to manage what they feel, keep it under control. The problem is that what they feel for you is not very manageable. It has its own agenda. I feel like they have accepted, on some level, that what they feel is simply not going away. I feel like this connection has a heat to it, a real heat. And the cards confirm it. The way this person craves you, it is something they carry with them every single day. The Magician, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Cups together, they are telling one very clear story. The craving is winning, the attraction is winning, and what they cannot resist is harder to hold back. I feel like by the time we finish this reading, you are going to understand exactly why. Definitely. The energy around this one is big. It is layered, and the cards are just getting started. I feel like the pull between you two right now is stronger than either of you has realized. I feel like this reading from the first card already is confirming something you have long sensed. Now let's continue and see what the cards are showing. Now let's see what is on your side, because this part matters. The cards pulling for you. They are painting a picture that I think you really need to hear. Here is the Queen of Wands opening your side. And honestly, this card makes complete sense for you. The Queen of Wands is the card of someone magnetic, someone who moves with a certain fire. She is confident, she is warm, she draws people in without even trying, and that is your energy. I feel like you have something about you that this person simply cannot look away from, cannot shake. There is a presence you carry, a warmth, a pull, and the Queen of Wands is confirming it. I feel like you might not always see it in yourself, but it is very visible to others. To this person, the way you carry yourself has gotten completely inside of them, deeply. The Queen of Wands represents someone who knows their value, even when they are not loud about it. I feel like you have a quiet confidence, a groundedness, a sense of self that is deeply attractive. There is something about a person who is fully, unapologetically themselves that is incredibly hard to resist. I feel like that is what you represent to this person, someone real, magnetic, and someone they want. Here is the Nine of Pentacles beside it, and I love this card so much in this position. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of someone whole on their own, self-sufficient, deeply rooted. It is the card of someone who does not need anyone, who chooses people from pure desire. I feel like that wholeness, that independence is a huge part of what drives the craving they feel. Because there is something irresistible about a person who does not need you, who simply wants you. Who moves through their life fully, completely, and chooses to let someone in on their own terms. I feel like this person sees that independence in you, that wholeness, and it pulls at something deep. They are drawn to it, almost unsettled by it, because it was not something they expected to feel. The Nine of Pentacles also tells me you have been taking care of yourself through all of this. Through whatever has been happening in this connection, you have stayed rooted, present, and yourself. I feel like that has not gone unnoticed, the way you have carried yourself through everything. There is something that happens when a person stays grounded through uncertainty. It makes them more compelling. I feel like you have been doing that naturally, and this person has been watching and feeling it. Here is the Five of Wands coming in, and this card is about some inner tension on your side. The Five of Wands is about restless energy, about something stirring of a pull you are sitting with. I feel like you have been feeling the attraction too, quietly figuring out what to do with it. Part of you is drawn in toward this person, and another part is being protective of your peace. There is a push and pull inside you between wanting to lean in and wanting to guard yourself. I feel like the craving is not entirely one-sided, even if you have been quieter about it. You feel the charge too, you feel the draw, you feel what this is. And it is real. The Five of Wands here is not conflict with another person, it is the tension of wanting something, of knowing there is a pull and being in the middle of figuring out what to do. I feel like you have been navigating this carefully, thoughtfully, and that says everything about you. You are not chasing. You are not throwing yourself at them. You are watching, feeling it out. I feel like part of you already knows this person is intensely, deeply drawn to you. You can feel it in the energy between you, in the way things shift when you are near. The Queen of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Wands together. They show your full picture. Simone, magnetic and grounded, someone whole in themselves, feeling the pull and handling it with grace. I feel like the cards on your side are very strong, and they say you hold real power. More than you acknowledge, more than you let on. You are the one this person is consumed by. Yeah, the craving the title speaks about. It is aimed at you, and the cards leave no doubt. I feel like this part of the reading honestly is a reminder of how significant your presence is. I feel like you carry more pull in this connection, honestly, than you have given yourself credit for. Definitely, the Queen of Wands on your side is not a coincidence. It is a confirmation. The cards are showing you who you are in this dynamic, and it is someone very worth craving. I feel like whoever is watching this right now should take a moment and really receive that. Now let's move forward and see what is coming through. Now let's go deeper and see what is underneath this. This part is all about their side, the motives, the fears, the habits, the triggers. because understanding why the craving is so strong for them, it changes the whole picture. Here is the Emperor opening their side, and this card tells me so much about who this person is. The Emperor is the card of someone who likes to be in control, who leads with structure. I feel like this person does not usually let their emotions run the show. They keep things ordered. They are someone who processes internally, who manages what they feel before they ever show it outwardly. That is their default. That is how they operate. That is the system they have always trusted. I feel like what has been happening with you has completely disrupted that system, and they are unsettled because the craving they feel for you, it is not something they can file away or manage logically. It shows up when they do not want it to. It overrides the control they usually have. The Emperor does not like feeling out of control, and that is exactly what you make them feel. I feel like that is actually part of the attraction. The fact that you break through their armor, most people cannot do that. Most people bounce off the surface and you got through without even trying. I feel like that both thrills and terrifies this person, which is a very specific kind of intensity. Here is the Nine of Wands showing up beside it, and this card is so important for understanding them. The Nine of Wands is the card of someone who has been through something, who carries old wounds. It is the card of someone standing guard, protective, watching the door, not letting just anyone in. I feel like this person has been hurt before, in a way that taught them to be careful, careful with who they trust, careful with who they let close, careful with where they put their heart. The craving they feel for you is fighting directly against those walls. And that is an internal battle because part of them wants to let you in fully, and another part is telling them to stop. I feel like the habit they have developed is pulling back exactly when the feeling gets too strong. The moment they feel themselves getting in deep, they step back, they create distance, they go quiet. It is a defense mechanism, a pattern that has served them before, and it kicks in automatically. I feel like you have probably experienced that with them, the push and pull, the hot and cold. That is not them losing interest, it is them losing control of the feeling, trying to regain it. Here is the Chariot showing up now, and this card adds another layer to who this person really is. The Chariot is the card of someone driven, determined, someone who moves forward through willpower alone. I feel like this person has tried to drive themselves away from what they feel, to steer clear. They have told themselves it is not the right time, not the right situation, not worth the risk. The Chariot moves by force, and this person has been forcing themselves in every direction but toward you. I feel like the trigger, what sets the craving off, is your energy when you are not trying. When you are just being yourself, unguarded, natural, not performing, that is when it hits them hardest. Something in the way you exist effortlessly without needing their attention, that is what undoes them. I feel like the more unbothered you are, the more it pulls at something they cannot name. The Emperor wants to be unaffected, and you have become the one thing that genuinely affects them. I feel like the motive deep down is simply that they want you and it terrifies them. Not a casual want, not a passing attraction, but something that has settled in and feels permanent. The fear is that if they reach for you fully and it goes wrong, they might not recover. The fear of wanting this much, of being this exposed, of having someone hold this kind of power. I feel like they are at war inside, between the craving that will not stop and the fear. The Emperor, the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, showing me someone trying very hard to stay in control. While something inside them, something that started the moment you entered their world, refuses to be controlled. I feel like their side of this, honestly, is more intense than most people ever let themselves experience. I feel like this person is genuinely consumed by you, and on some level, they absolutely know it. The craving is winning, the control is slipping, and something is going to break open very soon. Yay, I feel like their side of this reading is one of the most intense I have seen. Let's keep going and see what is here for you. Now let's move into the next layer. This part is about what they are about to do. And this is where things get exciting because the craving, the want, the attraction they have been sitting on, it is about to move. Here is the Wheel of Fortune, and I love seeing this card in a reading like this one. The Wheel of Fortune is the card of timing, of things shifting, of a cycle turning. I feel like this card right here is telling me the energy between you is about to change. Not gradually, not eventually, but now the wheel is turning and something is shifting. I feel like this person has been frozen by the craving and the fear, stuck in the in between. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that stuck place is ending, the cycle is done, movement is coming. There is a timing to this that feels very close, not far away, not distant, very close. I feel like something recently happened or is about to. That becomes the moment everything changes. The wheel does not ask permission. It does not wait for anyone to feel ready. It just turns. I feel like the shift for this person is happening, whether their fear cooperates or not. Here is the King of Cups stepping forward, and this card shows me exactly how they show up. The King of Cups is emotional maturity in motion, someone who decides to lead with their heart. It is the card of someone who has sat with feelings long enough, who has made their decision. I feel like this person has been processing, and the King of Cups is who finally comes through, the version of them that decides the craving stays inside no longer, that the time is now. I feel like what they are about to do is reach out directly without hesitation this time. Not with a test, not with a hint, but with something clear, intentional, and real. The King of Cups leads with feeling, and what they bring, you are going to feel it deeply. You are going to feel the shift in how they communicate, in the energy, in what they say. I feel like the way they reach out is going to have warmth, realness, a directness to it, something long held back, and the King of Cups is the card of finally fully releasing it. I feel like they are going to say or do something and it will make everything clear. Here's the Ace of Wands as the final card here, and I love this placement so much. The Ace of Wands is the card of new beginnings fueled by desire, of passion meeting action. It is a spark, a bold move, a first step taken with full intention and real fire. I feel like the Ace of Wands right here is the moment the craving becomes something acted upon, not just felt, not just carried, not just held inside, but actually done something about. Finally, I feel like this person is going to come towards you with more energy, more boldness than before. More openness, more of what has been underneath the surface finally coming through in the open. The Ace of Wands does not creep, it moves with desire, and that is exactly the energy here. I feel like what changes in this connection is the whole temperature. Cool becomes warm, from distant to present, from unspoken to spoken, from quietly craving to letting it be known. I feel like you will notice the shift before they even say a word, in the energy first. That magnetic thing between you is going to intensify because they stop trying to suppress it. When a person stops fighting the craving and lets it move, the energy between two people changes completely. I feel like that is what is coming, the version of this person who is done holding back. Done pretending the attraction is manageable, done keeping the want at a distance from their actions. I feel like the how is intentional, warm, real, coming from a place of decision inside them, from a place where they have made their choice quietly and now they are following through on it. The Wheel of Fortune, the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands, all pointing to the same thing, movement, intention, desire finally in action, and the beginning of something that has been building. I feel like what comes next is going to feel like a release for both of you. Honestly, like something pulled tight, finally being allowed to breathe, to move, to fully exist between you. I feel like when it arrives, you are going to recognize it because you felt it coming. Definitely, the cards for this part are full of forward energy, and it is genuinely exciting to see. I feel like this is the part where the energy actually starts to lift and really brighten. Something is genuinely moving now, and the cards want you to feel that and trust it completely. I feel like the attraction building between you is finally finding an outlet to move through. Now let's move into the next layer. Let's keep moving and see what else is here. This part gets into the hidden confessions, what this person has never actually said out loud. For a reading with this kind of energy, this section carries a lot of weight. Here is the moon, and I love this card here because the moon is all about what is hidden. The moon is the card of what lies beneath the surface, what is felt but never spoken. I feel like this person has a whole layer of feeling, one you have not been fully shown, a depth to what they feel, one that goes beyond what their behavior has communicated. I feel like the moon here is saying there is more than the craving. There is something tender, something that lives alongside the physical want, something softer, something more vulnerable, something real. The confession beneath the attraction is not just that they want you, it is that you affect them, not just physically, but in a way that touches something deeper, something they did not expect. I feel like this person has thought about you in quiet moments, not only in a wanting way, in a wondering way, wondering what it would actually be like, wondering how things could really be. The moon is showing me they have a whole inner world around you, one they have not shared, thoughts, feelings, imaginings, things that play out in their mind but have never made it to words. Here is the Hierophant reversed showing up now, and this card is very telling in this position. The Hierophant reversed is about breaking from expectation, doing what feels true rather than what is proper. I feel like this person has been holding back partly because of what they think they should do, what they think is appropriate, what they think is safe, what they think keeps them in control. The reversed Hierophant is saying that rule book is getting thrown out and what they feel takes over. I feel like what they have never said is that their rules around you simply do not hold. Every wall they built, every limit they placed, you walked right through without even trying to. The version of themselves they plan to be around you is not the version that actually shows up. I feel like what they have never said is that being near you is harder than they show. The pull is physical, it is constant, and it does not go away when they leave the room. They think about you more than they would admit, more often, in more detail, more deeply. I feel like the hidden confession is this: they do not just want you, they need the closeness. The closeness of knowing you, of being known by you, of being let inside by someone like you. There is an emotional need underneath the physical want, and the moon is showing me both very clearly. Here is the Six of Cups coming in, and this card brings a real softness to this reading. The Six of Cups is the card of something nostalgic, something warm, something that feels like home. I feel like this person has a moment with you, one they have been quietly holding on to, a moment where something felt real, where the connection landed, where they felt something genuinely shift. They have carried that moment privately because it meant more than they ever let you know. I feel like what they have never said is that you got to them before any of this. There was a moment early on where they knew and the feeling scared them, so they tucked it. I feel like the emotional truth of their side is they are not just physically drawn to you. They are drawn to you as a person, to who you are, to how you exist in them. The physical desire is real and strong, but underneath it lives something more layered, more significant. I feel like they have never said that you make them feel things they do not usually allow. The craving is not just physical, it lives in their thoughts, in their quiet and still moments. Denying it has not made it smaller, it has made it louder, more persistent, more completely present. The moon, the Hierophant reversed, the Six of Cups, together they show the full picture of their truth. This person is not just craving you in a passing way, this is something settled in and significant. What they have never said is that you have become someone they genuinely cannot stop thinking about. That is not something that happens easily for this person. It is rare, and they know it. I feel like that truth, the depth of it, is what makes this reading feel so intense. Yeah, I feel like P5 in a reading like this one is always the one that hits hardest. The hidden confessions, the unexpressed truths, they have a weight to them, and this person carries a lot. I feel like hearing all of this, truly hearing it, is something you deserve to sit with today. The craving is real, the feelings are real, and the truth of their side is deep. Let's keep moving and see what else is here. Okay, now let's see what is here. This is the final part, the near future, the advice, and the outcome the cards are showing. I feel like this is where everything we have built toward in this reading comes together. Here is the Nine of Cups, and I love this card closing a reading like this one. The Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, the card of desire finally being met. It is the card of something you have been wanting, arriving, of a craving, finding its answer. I feel like this card in this position is one of the most affirming things the deck shows. It is saying what has been built, what has been felt and held. It is finally coming forward. The wish, the want, the desire between you, the Nine of Cups says it gets to move. I feel like the near future shows this person finally acting on what they feel fully. The version of them who kept the craving inside is giving way to the one who speaks it. I feel like what comes forward from them is going to feel satisfying, landing somewhere very deep, not just because of what they say, but because of how it feels to have the truth confirmed. Here is the Four of Wands showing up, and this card is about celebration, about something clicking. The Four of Wands is the card of two people coming together, of a connection finding its footing. It is warm, it is stable. It is the card of something that has been building finally arriving. I feel like this card is showing me the energy that follows when the craving gets to land. There is a lightness that comes when something unspoken finally gets said, when the tension breaks open. I feel like that is what is coming for you, a release of the weight sitting between you. The Four of Wands is not just a moment card, it is a foundation card, something solid. I feel like whatever comes next between you two is not just a moment, it is a beginning. A beginning built on something real, on a craving that was genuine, on an attraction that lasted. Here is the World showing up as the final card, and wow, this is such a powerful close. The World is the card of completion, of things coming full circle, of something reaching its fullness. I feel like the World here is saying this connection is going to reach a place of wholeness, where the craving is not just felt but expressed, not just carried but answered, not just hidden. I feel like the advice the cards are giving is to stay in your power, stay grounded, do not chase, do not overthink, do not shrink yourself down to make it easier for this person. Stay exactly who you are, that Queen of Wands energy, that groundedness, that fire, that presence, because that is exactly what has been drawing them in and what is going to pull them forward. I feel like the advice is also to receive well, to be open when this person shows up, to let the wall down just enough to let what is real reach you without armoring up first. I feel like the outcome the cards are showing is one where this craving gets somewhere to go, where it stops in the background and starts living in the open between two people who feel it. I feel like the attraction named in this reading, it lands, it does not stay unspoken. It arrives, it is acknowledged. It becomes something real between two people who have both felt it. The Nine of Cups, the Four of Wands, the World, three incredibly affirming cards closing this reading. I feel like the universe placed those three cards here at the end for a very clear reason, to tell you that what you have been sensing, what you have been hoping is right. I feel like this reading was meant to confirm something you already felt but needed said. That the craving is mutual, the attraction is real, and something between you is very much alive. I feel like whoever is watching, the cards are speaking directly, personally, to you and your situation, to the connection that brought you here, to the energy you have been navigating quietly. Take care of yourself, stay grounded, stay in your power, and trust that this energy is moving. The craving ends where connection begins, and the beginning, the cards say, is very close now. I feel like you are right on the edge of something, one you will recognize when it comes. The moment everything shifted, the moment it became real, the moment the silence finally broke open. Stay open, stay present. Let it arrive because it is coming, and the cards leave no doubt. I feel like the cards have done something special here today, and I hope you felt it too. Whatever is coming, it is worth staying open for, and the universe right now is on your side. Definitely, this reading ends on one of the most hopeful and affirming notes I have ever seen. I feel like this is where everything we have built toward in this reading comes together. Here is the Nine of Cups, and I love this card closing a reading like this one. The Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, the card of desire finally being met. It is the card of something you have been wanting, arriving, of a craving, finding its answer. I feel like this card in this position